There's a question? Do you want to ask questions? Yeah, questions for you.
Or you can
Yeah, we're going to ask some questions about marriage.
if there's anything that
Any questions about marriage?
I mean, it's quite understand, you know, that okay, that's okay. So I have to say it towards somebody?
no, anybody will answer.
Oh, okay, okay. General question. Threes. So, in a time, for example, in a time where a wife and a husband both make valid points about what they're talking about and big decision making, and they can't come to an agreement about family and about priorities. And again, they make both valid points. What do you do in that?
Thank you for your question. Based on our experience, I remember when
What do
we
you call
were
that? When there's a
it's like
lock, what do you call that?
Deadlock.
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 There's a
Yes,
deadlock.
exactly.
we go to our trusted mentors. Yeah, someone we look up to, like who went ahead of us. For example, for us, we go to Steve and Deborah, or Joey Marie. Yeah, our mentors.
Okay, now, once you've gone to that and you come back home and you don't follow that, no, I'm serious. In cases like sometimes this happens where you go to that and then you may not always agree, or then what happens? The issue keeps coming up. How do you resolve?
That's the time you need to apply your faith. You need to just surrender it to God, and pray until the Lord touches his heart or your heart.
How
Yeah.
do I have a specific answer to that?
We moved here 5 years ago, same time when you moved here. And she didn't like it here. She loves the people here, but she just misses Manila because she's from Manila, you're from the States. So she would bug me almost every day. Honey, I want to go home back to Manila. But my belief is God called me to live here and move my family here. She submitted. She came with me, with my family. But she would bug me every day. Literally. Honey, I want to go. She would literally, honey, I want to go back to Manila. I don't like it here. For almost a year. And then, okay, what if, I said, what, and then she said, honey, what if you live here, Monday to Friday, we're in Manila, and then the kids will study in Manila with me. We'll have two houses, one in Manila, one here in Clark. And then we'll come here on weekends. Okay, it's up to you. But my heart was broken. Okay, why don't we do this? Pastor Steve and Deborah are coming from the States. We agreed that when we were in a deadlock, when we got married 25 years ago, that we would ask them, whatever their decision or answer, we would follow when every time we were in deadlock. Then we had dinner with them. And then on the way there, honey, whatever they say, we will obey because we're in a deadlock. Agreed? Okay, we agreed. And then they said, what did they say?
Of course, it's more healthy if we're together. Yeah, because my reason was because I didn't like the school here. It's not a Christian school, and we have a great Christian school in Manila. And then Pastor Steve said, your Christian school is useless if you and Jerome aren't together. So that's.
So she was quiet.
But yeah, but her question is about what if you don't
You don't, what if you don't follow? Exactly.
Well,
We decided to follow whatever.
we decided to follow, but I think we also have that kind of experience before. Yeah, I really pray. I pray a lot. That's how I learned how to apply my faith and my prayer with another level. Yeah.
Now she doesn't like going to Manila.
Yeah.
No, just like what Sister Therese said, although we have not reached any point that we have to make major decision, I'm just thankful that when I came down here in Clark, coming from Baguio, my husband followed me. Yeah, but I know he has his own. So, but then again, yeah, just going back, if after you had your counsel, and then the final counsel is, you really, that's when you really need to apply the submission part. And the submission is really a submission that is from the heart. But we know that on our own we cannot do it. That's why I like what Sister Therese said, that she really had to pray about it until God changes both your heart towards submission and even the heart of your husband in understanding where you are coming from.
Next question.
Thank you. But Krista, you know what? In addition, I guess the key is you have to agree. You have to agree who to go to in a deadlock, and whatever they would say, you will follow because you trust them.
And you believe that God is using them to speak to you. So,
Thank you, Pastor John. Thank you, Krista, for that question.
Just in addition to what Pastor Jerome said, look for a godly person. Not just an ordinary person. Look for a godly person. A person who reads the scripture, who believes in the scripture or whatever, who prays sincerely. Do not just look for any other person.
This can be family.
Yeah.
This cannot be family.
It doesn't have to be family.
No, I'm saying it shouldn't be, because that's kind of like, right? If I grab my
Sometimes
mom and
bias,
say,
yeah.
hey, you know what? She's really, yeah, you're right.
It's leaving and cleaning. It's not leaving and cleaning.
I just wanted to add also. I just wanted to add. Because we've been together now for 12, some of us 6 weeks, 12 weeks. I just wanted to say this, no, that I'm so glad we're all here and studying about the Word and what God is saying about this and the rules, the regulations, the roles, and all of that. But the first step, the really first step, I just want to let you know, and you know this, the first step is really you, individually, you making a decision. Forget wives. For the men, forget wives. Women, forget husbands. Forget them first. You, individually, you as a person, Jay, me, I have to make a decision first. See, if the major decision is made, the minor are easy. Okay? That's what I'm trying to discern right now. I'm going to repeat that. The fighting and who you're going to meet, you need that. You need all of that. But the major decision has to be made first before all the rest. Because we can talk about the minor. You know, where are we going to eat there, do this, and disagree, and all of that. The major decision, the major decision we all have to make is this. Have you made a decision to make Jesus Christ your Lord, boss, CEO, Savior, the priority? Is He your priority? Because you will not do the rest if that thing hasn't been decided yet. It's better to decide, no, I don't want Him to be my Lord. At least black and white. Does that make sense? If you make that decision first, Lord, I need to come to a point in my spiritual walk where I really say, God, tonight is the night I want to give my life to you. Tayo muna, Lord. And then the rest of the detail is going to be easier. I think the problem is not the small things. I think in my discernment, the problem is really the major decision hasn't been made yet for some of us.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking of
Right. Anyone? Anyone? If there's no one, I'm good. Okay. Doc Arnel.
I believe isa doon dyan sa okay na din yung bansa. Mas tingin a while ago, sabi ko, in any couple, bago pa sila naging born again or born again, there's always a dominant play. And I don't know if you can identify maybe your husband or your wife is a systematic thinker and the other one is automatic doer. You know what I'm saying? Yes. No, yung mga senaryo sa bahay na dapat naisip mo ng ginawa mo ito bago mo ginawa yan. Ikaw naman, ginagawa ko niya bago mo naisip yung isipin mo. So in any situation, lalo na, what if ikaw yung lalaking si automatic at ang asawa mo si systematic? Diba? So whenever you make decision as an automatic person, ikaw na babae na systematic ka, sometimes that makes hindrance. Because you are being developed as a husband, but you came from an automatic, sometimes automatic upbringing. And you are the wife who came from a systematic thinking. How can you develop an automatic or systematic? And systematic, kaso ang di automatic. Ako ano? Diba? Yun.
Before I answer that, first I'd like to congratulate all of you, really. Palapakan niyo nga yung sarili niyo. So really, being here, it's a sign that you really want to make your marriage work. You won't be here if you don't love your marriage, if you don't want to take care of your marriage, if you don't want your marriage to last. You won't even come here. Being here, it means you want it to last forever, work. My parents are separated. I grew up not seeing them together. We didn't eat dinner together growing up. We were sent to the States. I mean, I didn't have a model growing up. How should a marriage look like? But before I got married, I made a decision already. Whoever I'll marry, I'll make it work. So, attending seminars like this, couples retreat, small groups, couples group, I made the decision, whatever it takes, I'll make my marriage work because I want to have a great family. So I look for people whom I can learn how should a biblical marriage and family look like. So this is a learning thing for all of us. We learn from you, you learn from us, and we share to you our mistakes. But again, you being here, it's really a sign that you really want to make it work. So you make a decision. Yes, you fight, and then you decide to forgive because you want to make it work. Because there's no perfect marriage. Our marriage, we've been married for 25 years. It's still a journey. We just fought 1 hour ago? No, about 2 days ago. It's not perfect. So going back to your question, we're all different. Two imperfect families, right? Two imperfect people coming together. Different backgrounds, and then culture shock when you move to a different house. To his house, it's culture shock. Vice versa, it's culture shock. Different culture, different beliefs. Americans, Filipinos, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Leyte. There are five generations in their family, in their house when I was courting her, and I was living alone. So it's really understanding. It says, love your wife. When you love her, okay, I will try to understand you even though I don't understand you, but I'll still love you. Systematic, whatever. She's analytical. I'm a risk taker. I decide fast. I'm a bottom line kind of person. She analyzes it before we do it. And we're different. But I'm trying to slow down because of I love her, and she forgives me every day. It's again going back. It's a decision that
That's good.
we're really different. You said something in your what you were saying a while ago.
But you lack.
You're customized.
Yes.
You're custom made.
Fitting.
Yeah, you're fitting, suitable, customized. She's the right person for you. She's the right person for me.
Correct.
There's no other person. Then someone told us about 24 years ago, separation is not an option.
That's right.
Kasi it's what's the lifestyle now? What's the fad now? Everybody separates, right? But we're counterflowing because we're holy, we're set apart. So separation is not an option.
That's good. That's good.
So whatever differences that you make, the goal is you make it work, make it suitable because of.
That's good. Very good.
Colonel Dave,
Mr. Systematic.
Mahirap yan.
It's
It's
complicated.
complicated, but well, that's how God designed your marriage to be. I'm sure you did not marry your wife with someone pointing a gun at you. When you said yes to your wife, it is your decision. It's a commitment.
Yeah.
So, throughout the years, you're going to see so many things that you haven't seen while you were still courting your wife. When you were courting your wife, you never thought that she would be snoring that much. I'm not saying this. I'm just giving an example. You're going to see so many things, but then again, your marriage is not an accident. It is a design by God. He who finds a wife finds favor from the Lord, right? We know that. So, just like what Pastor said, you do not give up on the marriage just because you can no longer withstand the behavior of your spouse. You work it out. You try to make some concession. Every time somebody is going to get married, I always say to them, do not believe in the saying that you need to know the person well before you marry the person, because you can never do that. You can only know the person well when you are already living together, and that already be too late. Instead, what you need to do is learn to reach that point where you can already make an adjustment. When you are already willing to take whatever it is that you're going to see from your spouse. Because the moment you reach that, whatever life will throw at you during your married life, you can make adjustments. You can already blend yourself into it. And that will make marriage enjoying, not enduring. That will make marriage
That's
enjoying.
good. That's good.
The difference between automatic and systematic, the one that stands between these two is grace. I would really say that there are times that I would see the difference that we have between the two of us, and sometimes I'm just amazed that it's just by God's grace I have to understand it. Otherwise, left on my own, I would always push for what I believe, for what I know, not just right, but my systematic point of view, more than the automatic. Although I drive automatic and this is manual. But there's the big word that would come in between the two is grace.
Naman, yung differences namin, I appreciate it eh. Kasi I look at the positive from the difference, not the negative. Kasi I can say, dapat, hirap naman eh, iba eh. But I can say, wow, ang ganda. I'm so happy she's different. Because I think I have the benefit of the other things I can't do. I'm not systematic, I'm automatic. So I'm so happy that she's systematic. Kasi I benefit from the systematic. So I love the difference. Woo.
Not normal.
I enjoy
But
it.
that's really, him. They just, like I said, they'll always find what is good in everything. But I think it's great. Yeah. Because,
Okay, thank you, Ma'am Jeannie, Pastor Jay, Kuya Dave, Ate Chocolate, Pastor Jerome, and Luis. We're gonna have a game. So we're gonna let you stand for a while. We're gonna arrange the room.